What if we took every single HOI4 province and split it right down the middle? Well, you would get some monstrosities like whatever this is here in the Soviet Union. As if the Soviets were not already difficult enough to invade. Yeah, now they have 1, 2, 3, about, let's say, 3,000 provinces, maybe 4,000. But what's more important than the Soviets, what's more important than Poland, what's more important than even Germany, is a small country right next to Germany. That's right, we have a 2-province Luxembourg. The game can't handle a 2-province Luxembourg, so it can't even draw the border. But trust me, it's there. And if 2-province Luxembourg isn't cursed enough for you, here's a Belgian man on a bike. Now, who are we going to play as in this double province world? Well, considering how cursed this world is, we are going to play as the most cursed country in this world, not Luxembourg, but Belgium. AKA the most cursed country to ever exist. In the game too. So Mr. Paul Van Zeeland, you and your ridiculous top hat, we're going to go with historical focuses on and we shall begin. Now that we're in game, we can take a closer look at this world. Every single old province has been split down the middle to create another identical province. So Paris right here is 2 provinces, same with all of its neighbors too, same with all of France and same with the entire world. Even small tiny provinces like Malta here have also been split into 2. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is gonna make the Pacific Theater a complete disaster to invade. Yeah guys, who wants to invade 2-province Wake Island? With its beautiful capital, Wake. Very original America. Speaking of America, it now looks like you're looking at a county map when you zoom into it. Yeah, in all honesty, if you showed this to me, I would actually believe these are the real county borders. It's quite close at the very least. At least for the western part of America, since whoever drew the borders here just gave up and started drawing straight lines everywhere. So back to our beautiful nation of Belgium, if you could even call it a nation, we can take a look at Top Hatman right here, and just hovering over him shows you all of the problems that Belgium has. Well, despite the fact that it is Belgium. So yeah, we suffer from quite a few issues. In all honesty, looking at this makes me think that Belgium should be part of the Balkans, not part of Western Europe. But like always in HOI4, we have a brand new focus tree to fix all of our problems. And since we are playing in a very cursed world, we are going to go down a very cursed path. But for now, let's fix our government by stepping on a hat, excuse me? Ah, Belgium, truly the most mysterious place of Europe. Now, before we unpause the game, we have to look at the Italian-Ethiopian war, which might actually be a really big challenge for Italy this time. Yeah, there's a lot more provinces, especially in the north, that Ethiopia can defend from. But Italy could also attack from. And Italy has broken through the gaps of the front line immediately. They're even pushing in the south. A few months later, Ethiopia has actually managed to hold quite well. The south seemed like it was about to collapse, but Italy, in their infinite wisdom, has pulled out all of their units. The north is kinda falling, but Italy does not have enough units here. Oh my god, Mussolini, you got encircled? What is wrong with— Excuse me, Mussolini? Mussolini, why do you look like an abomination? I understand that every province was split into 2, but you don't have to split yourself in 2. And you didn't even manage to do that, you failed at doing that. Well, Mussolini, don't worry, I'm gonna try my best to put you out of your misery. You and whatever this is. And the Spanish Civil War has now begun, and if it wasn't horrible to fight in earlier, it's horrible now. But surprisingly, both sides can fully cover their front lines. No, wait, hold on, there are 2 gaps right here. Actually, 3 of them. And also a few more in the north. It took them a little bit, but Ethiopia has capitulated. Congratulations, whatever you are. Here's the big decision we get as Belgium. We can either go down the left boring path or the super fun right path. And considering we want to form a special nation right here, we are going to go down the right path. This also means we now have this guy as our leader, Leon de Grelle, which I'm pretty sure is just a made-up name. But if you think about it, aren't all names made up? So I haven't looked at the Spanish Civil War in quite a while, and it seems like nationalist Spain is doing a crazy encirclement right now. Hold on a second, they actually are. If they take this one province here, they can actually encircle the entirety of Spain. And here it is, the AI pulling off the biggest encirclement known to man. Maybe Paradox really did fix the AI. But enough with the Spaniards, we have our own country to worry about, and we are about to abandon our neutrality. And of course, once you stop being neutral, you have to attack some other countries. 2-province Luxembourg, I'm sorry, you don't have long left. The Japan-China war has now begun, and immediately China is actually pushing back the Japanese. And China might actually win this time because Japan does not have enough units to cover the entire front line. Even if they do, they're going to be spread very thin. And our war goals are ready, so Netherlands and Luxembourg declare war. Thankfully, the Dutch have almost nobody here, and Luxembourg is, well, it's Luxembourg. So we are going to do some war propaganda, and we are going to activate the battle plan. We're also going to ask Germany to let us into the Axis, and thankfully they will. The Axis, truly a force to be feared. Since there's so many provinces now, we can just sneak around their units, which makes this war a lot easier. And the Netherlands has immediately capitulated. And right before Luxembourg capitulates, look at this tiny, small one-province Luxembourg. This is what we call going backwards. And Luxembourg has capitulated. Now, holding onto this land with exactly 0 manpower would be a big issue, but thankfully we have this focus rate here that automatically cores all of it. Thank you, Paradox, for making overpowered focuses. We have now transformed into the Netherlands with a really weird flag. What does this symbol even mean? And the Spanish Civil War finally looks like it's about to end. Hold on a second, what's this color here? Republican Spain? What are you doing here? Republican Spain is somehow still alive in Valencia. There's no way they can actually win this, but it's a very impressive last stand. And a few days later they have been annexed. And also the anarchists are collapsing, so naturally Spain will win this quite comfortably. And there they are. For a country that starts out as small as Belgium, we're actually doing quite well industry-wise. With 27 military factories, which I'm pretty sure is higher than France. Yeah, it is actually. A little while later, World War II has now begun, and this is the part where playing as Belgium is extremely beneficial. You see, historically, Germany declared war on us to go straight to Paris. But since we're in the Axis, they can't do that anymore. Which also means we can now control when the attack towards France actually begins. So we are going to prepare a bit more before we actually join the Germans. And in a classic French move, France has lost one province in the Maginot Line. France, maybe the most incompetent nation right after Italy. It's a big competition between these two. Half of Warsaw has fallen, but Poland is actually defending quite well this time. I don't know why, but it seems like more provinces benefit the defender more than it does the attacker. So the date is about to be 1940 and Poland is still alive. What are you doing, Germany? But maybe I shouldn't be expecting much, considering they are constantly attacking the Maginot Line. The Winter War has now begun, and I suspect it's going to be extremely easy for the Soviets, because Finland can't even man their entire border. In fact, they only have one unit down here. And for the first time in all of my hours of HOI4, Poland has lasted until 1940. Poland, I don't know how you did it, but congratulations. They are 96% towards capitulation though, so they will collapse very soon. And they have collapsed, but they did last until the 21st of January. With Poland out of the picture, what better time to finally join World War II? Mr. Adolf, we may now officially join you. And of course, the moment we join, the British try to naval invade us. Thankfully, all of the ports are garrisoned. In contrast to how quickly Poland fell, France is completely collapsing. They stand absolutely no chance against the Belgians. Or should I say the Deutschlandians. And with Paris about to fall, France should capitulate, hopefully to us. And they did capitulate, giving us whatever monstrosity this is. Truly living up to how cursed this world already is. So I just did the focus to demand Calais from France. But if you've noticed, France has capitulated and we also control Calais. Paradox, please fix. I guess we're going to threaten war since we're already at war with them. And would you look at that, they have declined, so we may now get a claim on it, or we may declare war on them. I don't really want to attack France, but we are going to have to. France, we are going to war. And absolutely nothing has changed. As Belgium, even though we start out as a colonial nation, we don't really have a navy at all. So to invade the UK, we are going to have to use paratroopers. And I think this area around Portsmouth is a good candidate to invade. 4 years after the beginning of the game, on the 4th of July 1940, we have completed our main goal. Europe shall never be the same because Burgundy is now existing. We have created the worst timeline there is. We are slowly winning the air war, but the issue is our planes just don't have enough range to actually reach England. So we just have to hope the AI is gonna be dumb enough and move all of their planes away, which most likely they will do. And the AI did in fact withdraw most of their air, so we may now start para-dropping in. We've managed to make ourselves a very nice defensive line here. The issue is the British just have so many divisions. Thankfully we have mostly won the air war and we're doing a lot of cash damage. And of course, while we're doing this, Germany has begun Operation Barbarossa. This situation here is why you should invade England as early as possible, because otherwise the British have so many troops it becomes almost impossible to take it. And we wouldn't be able to take it if it wasn't for this insane cash damage. I've never seen AI Britain defend their island this much. They have so many units here. Thankfully, on the other side of Europe, Germany is doing really well against the Soviets. All we have to do now is take out the UK before America joins. Yeah, I really don't want to invade America with this many provinces. It's actually getting a bit ridiculous now, the British just keep pouring troops in. It almost feels like I'm fighting China. Okay, can somebody please explain to me how does the UK have 200 to 300 troops? That's double the amount that Germany has. It took a little bit, but we are finally on the offensive. Paradox, I don't know how you did it, but you've managed to make England quite a bit difficult to invade. And the UK, along with the Allies, have completely collapsed. Now, first things first in the peace deal, steal Alsace-Lorraine from Germany. The peace deal is done, we have puppeted France and the UK. But most importantly, we have also puppeted Poland and made this entire world war completely pointless. Also, TNO reference, TNO reference. So with the allies now gone, we may now go for our only target, the Axis. So Mr. Adolf, we may now part ways. Goodbye. I'm slightly worried he's going to destroy the Soviets, so let's just immediately justify on him. And in 30 days, we are going to go into another war. And before we do anything, we have completed this focus here, which gives us our own faction, the Pride of the Golden Lion. It would be a bit more fitting if we weren't, well, burgundy color. Stalin, what exactly are you doing to Finland? What kind of attack is this even supposed to be? Well, it worked because they have now signed a white peace. And having completed this focus, we have gone full circle and become Belgium once again. Or should I say Belgica? Germany, why are you falling so quickly? In fact, Germany, where is everybody? Why do you have no units here? Oh, would you look at that, we can invite Brazil to our faction. Sure, Brazil, welcome aboard. This is easily one of the weirdest factions I've ever made in HOI4. So if I had to guess, the reason Germany is so weak is because they have all of their units around our puppets. And since all of the provinces have been doubled, they need quite a lot of units to cover everything. And it's not just Poland, it's Yugoslavia too. The Soviets are doing quite well, they're about to take Romania and Bulgaria. As for us, we have secured southern Germany, and now it's time to push all the way to Berlin. Now though, they have brought enough divisions to cover the entire front. And would you look at who has attempted to do a naval invasion? The one and only Mr. Mussolini. Don't worry, Mr. Oh my god, I forgot you looked like that. Yeah, don't worry, Mr. Mussolini, we are going to come for you, even though I don't really want to. If you thought Brazil was going to be the last member of the faction, you were dead wrong. Because a certain northern European country also wants to join us. And that country is Sweden. Sure, Sweden, you may join. And Berlin has been taken. Denmark is also being taken, and for once, Sweden is participating in World War II by taking Norway. And last but not least, we have to take out Vienna. It's been a bit difficult handling all of these provinces, but thankfully Germany was a lot weaker than expected. And Germany has capitulated. Now to get rid of this monster we have unleashed upon the world. I'm sorry, Mussolini, I'm doing this for your own good. Just like Germany, Italy seems to be completely undefended. I have to assume that most of their units are just standing in the border with Yugoslavia. I wish I had the confidence that Miklos Horthy has to proclaim his country as Greater Hungary when it looks like this. In all honesty, Horthy, good for you. With the Italian Civil War beginning, Mussolini is stuck in Sicily. While all of this is going on in Europe, by the way, America has done almost nothing. They have taken half of this island though. Without the port, of course. China is also holding extremely well. Japan has no chance of winning this. And the Axis has capitulated now to go through the peace deal. The peace deal is done and the borders of Europe are looking slightly different. We have a huge Belgium, a slightly big Poland without Königsberg, a tiny communist Germany, and a very thick Yugoslavia. So even though this world was cursed, this peace deal is actually extremely blessed. Surely, if I scroll down to Africa, nothing could go... Oh. Thank you so much for watching. A huge thanks to the Zone, Sacre Blue, and Corvonet for supporting the channel. A big thanks to Mapignite, Bing Bong, and Azura as well. Also a big thanks to all the other members. If you'd like to see more insanity, you can become a member. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. I love you so very much, and goodbye. Mwah.